Hello kids, today we will be seeing with the last video of our chapter 17, Forest our Lifeline, and today we will be dealing with the topic uses of forest and deforestation. You remember we have already studied about the uses of forest in the second video also. You remember all those uses? Can you recollect them? Which all uses did you study in video 2? You studied about how forests help in nutrient cycling, how forests help in keeping a balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the nature, then how forest maintains our water cycle, and what was the next one? How forests prevent flood. These were the 4 uses of forest which you studied in the previous video. The remaining uses we will study it in today's video. Okay, we will start. So first we will start with the remaining uses of forest. So today we will be starting with the next use, maintain water table. The forest helps in maintaining our water table. Now, how does forest help in maintaining the water table? Just look into this diagram. When the rain comes and fall in a forest area you know, it's thickly covered with plants. When the rain is coming and falling in such an area, these plants, they will prevent the rainwater from running off. Okay, the roots of the plants will hold the rainwater. As a result, this rainwater will percolate into the deeper layers of the soil, thereby it will go and replenish our groundwater resources. Okay, this water will be infiltrated to the deeper layers of soil, groundwater will be replenished. Thereby, the water table is maintained. So, please read, forests, they act as a natural absorber of rainwater and it allows the rainwater to seep into the deeper layers of soil. I hope this is clear. Okay. Second use is it control flood. Sorry, we are studying about flood here only. I thought it was in the first video, in the second video. I am so sorry. Okay. So here we will study how forests help in controlling the flood. Now, what is actually flood? Flood is actually the surface runoff of water with high pressure. When the rain is coming and falling in an area, okay, if the rainwater, as we told earlier, the process of maintaining the water table, there we told that when the rain is coming and falling on a forest, okay, this rainwater will be going into the deeper layers of soil. There will be no surface runoff. But you think the same rain, the same amount of rain is going and falling in an area or on a barren land where there is no vegetation cover. What will happen? The amount of water which seep into the deeper layer of soil will be very less. More water will be rushing as surface runoff. This surface runoff water is what is called as flood. Okay, that means less water is going to the underground water resources. More water is rushing as the surface runoff water, and this is what is called as flood. Okay, so when the forest cover in an area is removed, it will cause flood. So, okay, so it will cause flood. Hence, the forests, they are very important resources in our nature which help in controlling flood. Okay, please read. Okay, now the vegetation cover on a land which include the trees, plants, okay, all the different types of grasses, everything, what will they do? When rain comes and fall, they will obstruct the runoff of the rainwater. Okay, this rainwater is being obstructed from running off. Instead, what will happen? The water, okay, the overflow of water, it is slowing down and more water will be percolated into the deeper layers of soil. So, the surface runoff is prevented. The water will be slowing down. So, more water will percolate into the deeper layers of soil. Okay. So, this is how our forest help in preventing flood. The surface runoff is prevented by the forest. Thereby, it prevents the sudden flooding. Okay, groundwater resources are replenished. Moving on to the next use of forest, the forest prevents soil erosion. Now, what do you mean by soil erosion? When there is thick vegetation cover over an area, whether the plant be a small grass or a big tree, the roots of the plant can hold soil beneath them. The roots will bind the soil tightly. Okay, so when the heavy rain comes and fall on that surface, the soil will not be washed away by the water. If a heavy wind comes, the soil will never be washed away. Why? Because the roots will be firmly holding the soil beneath it. Now, if there are no plants in an area, what will happen? Just think about a barren land or a desert where there is no cover of vegetation. A heavy wind or a heavy rain can easily take away the top layer of soil along with the water. Isn't it? This removal of the top layer of soil is what is called as soil erosion. So, when there is a forest cover in an area, when there are lots of plants in an area, the soil erosion is prevented. Hence, what can we tell? Forest helps in preventing soil erosion. So, understood? Yes. Next, use of forest. Forest help in reducing noise pollution. The forest, the trees, they absorb the excessive noise which will pollute our air and thereby prevent it. So, see, trees, they act like sound buffers, thereby they reduce noise pollution. So, hope all these 4 uses are clear for you. Understood? So, these are the uses of forest. So, in total, how many uses did we study? We studied about 4 uses in video 2 and 4 uses here in right now in this video 3. So, in total, you have studied 8 uses of forest. Other than these major uses, forests are having so many other small uses also. Forests provide us with lot of timber, wood for manufacturing of furniture and all. Then forest is a habitat for so many animals, plants and all. Okay, forests provide us with a rich biodiversity of plants and animals. Forests provide lot of aesthetic beauty for us. Okay, like this, there are lots of other minor uses also for the forest. So, hope all the uses are clear for you. Okay, now with this uses of forest topic is over, we will move on to the next topic, that is deforestation. Now, what do you mean by this term deforestation? Deforestation means the removal of forest, the destruction of forest. Okay, there can be both natural as well as man-made causes for this destruction. Right now, we will see which are the different man-made causes of deforestation. Now, see which are the man-made causes. One of the man-made causes, construction of road, buildings, industries and all in forest areas. For this purpose, the forest areas will be cleared off and this is what is called as deforestation. Okay. The second one is indiscriminate felling down of trees for timber. We require timber for making our furniture and all. Okay. So, we are taking more and more timber from the forest. Thereby, the forest is being destroyed. Number 3, definitely overgrazing is also a problem. Okay, so these are the 3 man-made causes of deforestation. Now we will see what are the consequences of deforestation or what are the after effects of deforestation. If deforestation continues like this, what will happen? Okay, so that is what is called as a consequence of deforestation. The first and foremost consequence of deforestation is global warming. Now, what do you mean by global warming? Global warming means the overall increase in the global temperature which happens as a result of deforestation. Okay, it's called as global warming. Now, you know that the plants, they will be absorbing the carbon dioxide which is there in our atmosphere for doing photosynthesis. Thereby, plants help in regulating or helps in keeping a balance of this carbon dioxide in our nature. When there is no plants or when there is less trees, what will happen? Definitely the amount of carbon dioxide increases. Less plants only for absorbing carbon dioxide, definitely the amount of carbon dioxide increases. And you know which are the different activities which can cause an increase in carbon dioxide? Burning of fossil fuels. Okay, then the process, the respiration of organisms. Through all these processes, the amount of carbon dioxide level in our atmosphere will rise up. But there are less trees to absorb this carbon dioxide. In turn, what happens? This carbon dioxide directly increases the temperature of the earth, okay, through an effect called as greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is increased thereby increasing global warming. Okay, so what happens here? When the forest disappears, it will cause an amount in the increase of carbon dioxide, which in turn will increase the global temperature, and this is what is called as global warming. Hope it is clear. Now moving on to the next consequence of deforestation, second one. The second consequence of deforestation is habitat destruction. Remember the term habitat we studied in video 1. Habitat means place of living. The place where an organism lives is called as its habitat. When we are clearing forest, the habitat of different plants and animals is lost. Finally, these organisms will become dead. So what happens? The variety of our organisms reduces. We are having a rich variety of both plants and animals in our nature. This variety will reduce. Okay. Now, habitat destruction. In the absence of trees and plants, the animals will not be getting enough food and shelter. Okay, so when the trees are destroyed, all these animals will be in danger. So that is the second consequence of deforestation. Moving on to the third consequence, flood. We have already discussed about flood as a use of forest, isn't it? Flood, the forest will help in reducing flood. There we have already discussed this. I have told you in detail how this flood occurs and all, isn't it? Flood is occurring due to the excessive surface runoff of water because there is no forest cover, there is no plant cover to help the water to percolate into the deeper layers. Hence, it will cause flood. So, flood is another consequence of this deforestation. Now, one more I want to explain. This is drought. Okay, it's the opposite of flood. Now, actually, this drought is also a cause of deforestation. Now, how does this drought occur? You remember I told you when there is no forest cover in an area, the water which is coming and falling in an area will not go to the deeper layers. Instead, it will run off as surface water. That is what is called as flood. So, when flood occurs, the groundwater resource is not replenished. That is, the water table, the amount of water in the water table reduces. There is less water in the underground water resources. Thereby, the water cycle will be interrupted. When the water cycle is disturbed, there will be less rainfall, and this will directly cause drought. So, flood and drought, both are consequences of deforestation. Here I have shown both flood and drought. Hope it is clear. Moving on to the last consequence of deforestation, it is pollution. When there is less plants in our nature, these plants actually they are purifiers of our air. Okay, when these plants, the amount of plants or trees when they are reduced, definitely our air, soil, water, everything will become more polluted. The amount of carbon dioxide will increase. Carbon dioxide is a pollutant. Okay, excessive amount of carbon dioxide is a pollutant. Then there are so many other pollutants. All these pollutants, the amount of these pollutants will increase due to deforestation. Hence, pollution also is an after effect of deforestation. Clear? Yes. So, with this, we are winding up today's topic. By this, we are coming to an end of today's, this chapter 17 also. Okay. So, with this, chapter 17 is over. Hope the 3 videos were clear. Study them well. Have a safe time. Bye.